212. Welcome everybody to the first episode. This is my podcast, Life is a Mess, right? And our saying is, right, life is a mess because your mess is your message and you're the messenger. So I want to speak a bit about my mess and specifically why I've gotten to this point in my life where I felt it was necessary to create this podcast, right? Because what I want to share with you guys is my story, and not only my story, right, but what makes your story so necessary to the way that you are, your character, and how if you're not in control of your own message, in control of your own life, it's gonna guide you in its own way, and it's not gonna allow you to fulfill your potential and become the person who you want to become or need to become to be successful in life, right? So I want to just give a brief summary of my life and how, what has led me to this point. But first of all, I want to thank God for, allowing me to be here, right? Every day is not promised. We need to make sure that we're taking every day, every hour, every minute that we have available to us and make sure that, we appreciate it and we're making the most of it. So like I said, I want to thank God first. And then I want to thank Carlos and his organization for allowing me to not only record with his equipment and in his space, but allowing me the opportunity to be in this space and for giving me the guidance to arrive to this place, right? So, to begin with me, right? My name is Edgar. I'm the host of Life is a Mess cast, and I'm 24 years old. I'm currently working 3 jobs, but even though I'm working 3 jobs, obviously that doesn't leave me with a lot of time to begin to work on where I want to be, and it's not even though I have 3 jobs, it's not leaving me with a lot of resources, right? Um, you may find that hard to believe, but the real reason for that is because I never really been mindful of how I'm really allowing my resources to be used. So I've had the opportunity now to review with my coaches, Giandy, Carlos, to review exactly how my time is spent, where my money is going, and essentially my eyes have been open to just how careless I've been, not only in regarding my time, but regarding my resources. So again, to begin, right, 24 years of my life, I've been born and raised here in Passaic, New Jersey. I've had a lot of situations where um, things haven't really always been steady or consistent in my life. So I feel like that sort of um, those sort of situations have not really allowed me to see something stable in my life or see something that where I really look forward to or growing in that space because I never really saw the full potential of what I can achieve and what I could do. Um, so I want to begin there first of all, right? So my 3 jobs currently, I'm taking up a majority of my time. I don't really have the time to work on myself and on my journey where I want to be, right? Because my passion is graphic design, right? I want to be able to provide a service to people where I know I can help them brand and see themselves in the place that they want to be, whether it's their business, their own personal brand, or something that represents them to the fullest, right? And that's where I believe my passion in graphic design can help them achieve those dreams and realities, and I want to help them really see what they see in their mind to represent them, and I want to make that a reality for them. Okay, so to begin, right, I have I currently have the 3 jobs. I acquired these 3 jobs over the course. I began my first job, which is a retail job, Macy's. I got it when I was 18 years old, and I started that job because I wanted to really leave the life that I had with my parents, and I wanted to become somewhat independent. And what that allowed in my life, right? When everybody, finally gets that sense of money for themselves and independence, they really feel like the world is for their taking, right? So in that case, when I got my first paycheck, I realized I had this money, but I wasn't really being mindful of it, right? So again, the first thing I did, I spent the money on pleasures. I looked at my money and um, I saw it as something that I could use to allow myself to become to to fulfill my pleasures. You know, that being, if I wanted to buy like clothes, if I wanted to buy food, if I wanted to buy, something to entertain me in the moment, maybe like some subscription services to shows, or video games. That was really my lifestyle at that point, right? But as my spending increased and stuff, it led me to a path where I needed more money to fulfill those pleasures, because now I needed um, another job, because I started accruing debt. I started to really live outside of my means, and that allowed me to get to a point where now a second job is necessary to cover the cost that I had from those original debts, right? And that led me to a place where I think a lot of people find themselves, where they're not really being mindful of their money, or mindful of where their resources are really being allocated. Just allowing their life to live outside of their means, right? Because again, it's very important for us to, if you have a job and you don't really have those responsibilities of like a family, or having to feed someone, right? You're very you're very selfish with those, right? Because you always want to just pleasure yourself, or make somebody happy in your life. And that's where I felt I really was, because again, just spending money outside of my means, just getting anything I wanted, and just stuff like that. And then that led me to the point, again, I just kept working, and I really didn't have. I started creating the point to myself where I really had no real no real ends to find a recovery point. Because again, I just kept accruing debt. I didn't have a savings plan. I didn't have any real vision towards the future. I just kept spending, working to either pay debts or to fulfill myself with more pleasure. In that case, and that's where I was at my point, right? And over that time, making fulfilling my own pleasures, I started taking less care of my body, gaining weight, becoming more fatigued, right? Again, of course, overworking, right? I didn't have that time to take care of myself, mentally or physically. So I started getting less sleep. I started having less opportunity to be with friends, be with family, and I lost myself in that certain space, right? And then from there, I had some more family incidents that required me to get the third job. Third job was being just mostly because I wanted to help my family in certain things, right? Because we had family that needed help in certain things, and then my parents, for a time, they didn't have a job, so I wanted to help them with certain debts, right? But again, just being with that, I got the third job now, and that impacted my life even more, because now I have even less time to do the things that I really want to do, and even less time um, to actually fulfill my own needs, and further my own journey towards my actual passion. So in that case, right? So when I got my third job, I lost myself even more in my own way, in my own mental space. Because at that point, when you're working three jobs, you don't really have time to think for yourself. You're just being that employee that just clocks in, does the basic job, clocks out, goes home, and try to get some rest between that first job, second job, and then that third job. You don't really have time to think, what am I gonna do tomorrow? Because you already know your schedule. Your schedule. You're gonna come into work, do your basic job, clock out. Get some rest, maybe something to eat, and then go to your next job. So for me, a lot of my life is just mostly been same repetitive action, just going from one step to the next, and not really seeing any progress, right? So I over this time, over the past 4 to 6 years, I've just been seeing myself go deeper and deeper from the person I saw myself as a 18-year-old who just graduated high school. I didn't obviously that wasn't my goals or my dreams to just become a person that has three jobs, trying to chase money just to fulfill debts, or trying to just survive in life, right? Because again, my three jobs, even though I have three jobs and I should have money and breathing room, what I created for myself is a space where now I'm chasing money and chasing these jobs basically to fulfill my own needs and to just cover my debts and my payments that I have to make pretty much. So I have, like I said, I recently had a discussion. We overlooked my spending and the money that I'm making, right? As soon as my money comes in, it instantly goes out. And I know a lot of us have that feeling, right? We make money at our jobs, we make money working, and we see our all our hard efforts being deposited into our bank account every 2 weeks or every week, right? We see that money, but we're already thinking of how we're gonna spend that money, right? This money's gonna cover, this amount of money is gonna go cover, maybe the car insurance. This amount of money is gonna pay your phone bill. This amount of money is gonna pay whatever it may be that you're gonna pay for, right? We're already thinking of how we're gonna spend the money that we're making. We're not really allowing ourselves to think in a broad aspect, because your money shouldn't be something that just you're already allocating before you even get it to something to just cover basic your necessities, right? Your money should be that tool that allows you to fulfill you and bring you things that are gonna help you grow. All right. So in that case, I've been in that circle where just every time I get that paycheck, it's just already being, it's already I already know where that money's gonna go, and I don't really have that money to use as a tool and to help me do what I need to do to remove myself from that cycle, right? So, over this past 4 or 6 years, I've gotten to the point where I've started to consume more content online, and I'm grateful that I came across the content that Carlos and Jandy are providing, right? Jandy's my coach. I approached him over Instagram. I saw his content there. I liked what he represents. I liked what I saw from his interactions on the CMR podcast network from Carlos. Um, just hearing his story about his struggles and what he had to endure, right? So, you know, um, he had some things that he was battling, right? So, whether it was his vices taking over him, or not having that connection with God that he wanted. Right now he has a connection. He's allowing himself to grow as a person. He's removed himself from those vices system, and now he's allowing himself to grow. And I see his journey. I see how much he's changed for the better, and that's something that I really connected with, because I believe I do have the opportunity to grow and that opportunity to become a better person. That's the reason I reached out to him. And we talked. I told him how much his content really impacted me, and how much I wanted to see that for myself too, right? And speaking with him, he encouraged me. He said, I know it's possible for you. I know it's something that you can achieve, and that really helped me with my own self beliefs and my own self purpose, because that encouragement and that patience to sit with me and really guide me and sit me through just how convoluted and how much of a mess my life really was. He allowed me to become more connected with myself, right? So instead of just being that mindless person that just going from one job to the next, he allowed me to see myself and say, if you really have this passion of yours, let's take that moment to analyze. Let's take that moment to really step away from your own problems, and let's look at the solutions, right? Because it doesn't matter how many problems you have if you never take that time to actually stop for a second and analyze the situation, right? The number one step in fixing any problem is identifying that there's a problem, right? Because a lot of us just go through life, we're dealing with certain situations, right? But we never really take that time to stop and think, um, and really see that there's a problem, right? A lot of us think, oh, I'll deal with this, tomorrow. I'll deal with this sometime later. But it's really important for us, to sit down, take that moment, and actually address the situation right now. Because like I said, yeah, every day is not promised. Tomorrow you could have one plan, but life changes every single day. So it's important for us to take that time to analyze. And like I said, I thank Gianni for actually and Carlos for taking that time to sit down with me and actually guide me through step by step. Like what is it that you have, right? This problem that you have, the situation that you have, and let's find a solution for it. So my solution, right? Again, right? When I sat down with John and Carlos, the first thing that they told me, right, was my fitness, right? I know I'm aware of it, right? I'm not in the best of shapes, I'm not where I need to be, I'm far from it. But the first step in addressing it is actually taking the time to see it, right? So for me, taking that step back for somebody to actually tell me like you're not in shape, right? And if you're gonna be in this organization, we need to make sure that you're someone that's gonna represent us to the best of it, and you're currently someone that's not gonna be able to represent us because you're not in the place where you need to be physically. So that for me was a big wake up call, right? Because forget my fitness, it wasn't really something that I looked to because I'm still able to do my job, still able to do what I need to do to go on in current life. But me not being in shape, it's taking up a lot of my space mentally. It makes me more fatigued over time. And I realized more as the time has gone on. I've gotten more tired. There's days where like I really don't want to like get up from my bed. I wish I could just go back to sleep and just because of that feeling, because I know my nutrition's not right. I know obviously my sleep is not right. Having three jobs, I don't have that chance to sleep the hours necessary, and I can't really think as much as I should, either at work. I know I've seen the impact that it had on me during work, and I've seen the impact that it has had outside of it because when it comes at the end of my jobs, I don't really have that time to really think about my future and think about what is it that I'm going to be doing the next 5, 10, or however many years. Right. So for me, it was really important that I had that wake up call. And now I'm beginning on my journey there on that process. Right. I remember that first time going to the gym with Yandi. He asked me that question. Have you ever been to a gym? And I told him the truth. I'm like, I really haven't, never been to the gym. You know, um, Outside of I had a short job where I worked that one, but I never really saw myself as someone that was gonna be actually actively participating in the gym because I just never really saw it as something important. Because fitness was never really a priority in my mind, right? But talking with these guys, I realized that fitness is really the first thing that comes because with fitness, comes the rest of the situation. Um, because without being physically in shape, you're not gonna be able to think clearly. You're not gonna be able to focus on the real problems that you have in life, right? So that's my message that I want to help you guys use is that we want to make sure, right? Because again, there's people in my situation, where maybe they're not really in shape. I want to encourage you guys to take that step to not only begin your journey and begin your process, right? Things are not going to be easy. Things are not going to be straightforward all the time, right? So you need to take that first step. If you don't know what you're doing or you feel like you don't know where to start, right? All right, look out to people, reach out to people that you need to in your life. Again, if you need someone to reach out to, you could always reach out to me. We have people that are willing to also help in the CMR podcast network, right? If you're ready to start on that journey, just don't be afraid to reach out, right? Reach out, um, and also like I said, financially, there's a lot of us who, are living paycheck to paycheck. One paycheck, just helping you survive and just pay your basic necessities, and you're already thinking about the next paycheck. You're already you're thinking about all the money that you already spent. You're just waiting for the next paycheck to come, right? So it's very important for you guys. It's something that's not sustainable at all, right, guys? If you guys are doing that paycheck to paycheck, you guys really need to stop and think, why is it that you are allowing yourself to be in that situation where you're going from from only being able to cover your necessities or your basic stuff in life, how can you allow yourself that breathing room and allow yourself to use your income as a tool rather than just a resource, right? So that's something that's very important for you guys to do. And also, right, taking care of yourself, developing yourself, right? So finding that passion for yourself, seeing what is it that actually fulfills you in life, because I promise you, a lot of you guys are not really in the place that you work. You're not really meeting your actual potential. You're not aligning yourself with your own passions, right? Because I know a lot of you guys are working, just basic jobs, and whether it's retail or whatever it may be. It's important for you guys to actually take that time with yourself or find someone that can help you analyze your situation and actually um, find your purpose, your reason for living, right? And again, it's not gonna be simple if it's something that you haven't actively seek. I know for me, it took some time. I came across graphic design over the time. When I was spending my money recklessly, I saw how much impact these brands had on me, and I realized how much a logo really meant to a person, right? So there's situations with like logos and branding. I realized how important that is because a lot of our lives, is surrounded around these logos, right? Whether it comes to clothing, the cars, all of these like luxury items, right? We see these logos and we're buying logos either to show off to people that we don't really wanna that we wanna impress, but they don't really mean anything to us. Um, it's just all these things, right? So all the importance of all this, that's where I found my passion through graphic design, you know, and that's where it's important for us to actually find that passion and that reason for living, and I want you guys I know you guys can achieve it, right? Finding that purpose starts with um, finding yourself, your passion being something that's actually making you happy, right? So a lot of us are not living for your mission in life, but you're just going for goals in life, right? So it's time for you guys. So a lot of you guys, whether you're still in school, right, realize that getting a degree is not your mission in life. Getting that dream job, that's not really your mission in life. Your mission in life is to achieve your passion and actually fulfill the thing that makes you happy, right? Let's stop focusing on the goals that we have and actually focus on a mission in life, and those goals can help you achieve that mission in life, right? So if you are pursuing that degree or that job, is it something that's actually helping you align yourself with that mission that you have in life, and is it something that's actually um achieve make what's helping you do what actually makes you happy? Okay. And then that's where I want to leave you guys. That's, like I said, your life. Life may be a mess for a lot of you guys, right? And your mess is your message, and you're the messenger, right? So what I want to basically make you guys take away from this is that regardless of the situations and the circumstances that you find yourself in, there's always an opportunity to change that, right? Because even though your mess may be reflective of the life you currently have, there's always that chance to change yourself for the better, and always a chance to find what actually fulfills you in life. And that's where I wanna see you guys, take that moment to stop and analyze for yourself, right? And if you guys want to share your mess and your message, right, I'm always here. I'm always here to help. I want you guys to reach out, right? If there's something that you feel that you guys don't really see yourself, just living in that cycle. You're just going day in and day out, and you're not really seeing any progress. I want you guys to sit down. You could reach out to me, reach out to anybody in this network, and if you don't feel comfortable, right, reaching out to people who you may not know, right, reach out to your family members. You always have resources around you, um, and just reach out to people that you know, and just take that time to actually reflect on yourself, right? So what I want to see from you guys, and what I hope to achieve, with this podcast is, right. All of us have our own situations, our own mess, as I call it. Um, but that mess doesn't control your life, right? You are in control of your own life. You are the director in your own movie, in your own documentary, right? I want you guys to take that initiative and take that charge in your own lives, where you guys are actually taking the drive and the first steps in actually writing your own story, right? Because right now your life is purely a reflection of, first of all, your habits, your actions, and the circumstances in your life, but you have the opportunity to change that. So if you know you're not in shape, take the action to correct that, right? Start going to the gym, start taking care of your nutrition, right? And if you're in a job, you know, maybe it's time for you to quit that job and actually find the things to actually achieve your passion and your goal, right? And it shouldn't be those abrupt steps where you're just quitting a job, right? First of all, right? Allow yourself to get those resources and actually find that path in your life where you're actually gonna start aligning yourself with your mission and your purpose, and then I want you guys to actually to see where you guys really are around this whole situation, right? So, where do I want to leave you guys? Um, this is, like I said, this is the first episode. I really hope you guys find some sort of importance or take something away from this. Like I said, my goal is to bring you guys content where we are bringing some sort of impact and situation where maybe this is the motivation for you, and this is the first step in the beginning of your journey. And we hope to, well, we not hope to, we hope, we know that we can impact people, right? Because we're in the business of helping people achieve their dreams and helping others do the exact same, right? Because the only way we're gonna do something in life is if we not only help ourselves but we help others, right? By you changing yourself, you're gonna help others see that change in themselves too. So what we want to do, right? If you're not in the best place in whatever area you see that you may be underachieving or not meeting where you want to be, right? It's important for you to take those steps because you're not only helping yourselves but you're helping others. Um, and I've seen that too, right? Because I have a lot of family members that they're doing the same thing, right? They're either they're working multiple countless jobs too. And they don't really see an end in sight. They're just thinking about the next job, the next paycheck, and I want to be that person that that stops that. I want to be the person that actually takes the initiative to say, how is it that we can change those situations and that mindset from being a person that's just giving away our own time and our own and our body realistically, right? Because again, we're already giving away so much, but we're not really getting anything in return besides just the paycheck. Here's a paycheck just for your troubles. Um, but like I said, it's important for you to take that first step because if you don't see it in yourself, you gotta see that situation in others, right? How would others in your own situation deal with that, and how can you changing your own life help to change others' lives? Okay, so like I said, this is the first episode. I really hope to use not only my mess, but if you guys are willing to share too, I hope to use you guys to also help spread that message and help start your journey towards a more mission driven life. Okay. All right. Thank you guys for joining. Right. This is the first episode. I'm gonna be bringing you guys more episodes weekly. Where we're gonna be sharing stories. We're gonna be sharing, just how much potential there still is to achieve in life. It's never too late to begin, and there's never a point where it's too early to end, right? So we want to help you guys achieve your dreams. This is the first episode. I know we're gonna bring you guys more content. I'm excited about the future. I wanna thank Carlos and his organization for allowing me to use their space. Um, and just never stop dreaming, never stop believing in yourselves, right? Because that's the first and most important point in your lives, right? We need to believe in ourselves, and we need to see that success and the action in ourselves before we can see it in others and actually do what we need to do, right? So I want to thank you guys. I want to thank you guys for being here, and I want to thank you guys for taking the time to be here, right? Thank you.